to focus on some of the topics that we touched upon. Thank you. Commissioner MOEDAS, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. First of all, it's a great pleasure to be here in Bulgaria. It's fantastic to be in a country with such a history. And we were very happy to be all reunited here. And to thank the Minister, Krasimir, thank you very much for the way you have organized this first session and this first council. I think that you were innovative. You tried to do it in a different way, and so we organized our discussions in two different panels and two brainstormings. So you had ministers from all over Europe basically talking about two of the major issues we have ahead of us. One is, how do you boost innovation? And you know that in Europe we are very good in transforming euros into knowledge, but we are less good in transforming knowledge into euros, meaning by that we are the best of the world in fundamental research, in discovering the new, but then we're not as good in transforming that into products. And so the first part of the discussion was exactly about that boosting innovation in Europe. And we were very happy to mark this session by one really very important event, which was that the person who wrote with 15 other people a report on boosting innovation, what are the instruments that we can use, was here with the ministers. And it was here to explain what we should change. What are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? And the report that was handed to the presidency of the Council was called Europe is Back. And I think that somehow Europe is back, and that is very good for all of us. But if it's back, what should we do in terms of innovation? And the four key words of that report were fast, basically funding for S, awareness for A, S for scale, and T for talent. And so we have to be fast. We have to find other ways of doing the funding in an easier way, in a way that the innovator is at the center. We have to create more awareness about what we do in Europe. And today we don't have that awareness. People don't know about all the programs that exist in Europe. So we have to have a brand name, and that's what we call the European Innovation Council. We have to have scale, and without scale there's not a lot we can do. I think that each country in Europe can try to be the best, but no country can innovate alone. So the idea of scale in Europe and having 500 million people going in the right direction is essential. And then talent. If you want to have the best, if you want to really get the best out of Europe, you have to tap into the talent of Europe. And again, I think that this idea of creating a European Innovation Council is the idea of creating something united. And as Bulgarians say and very well in this presidency, united we stand. And for innovation and science, this motto of Bulgaria is even more important, because I don't believe that we can do it in one university, in one country alone. We have to do it together. The second part of the discussion was about human capital and the importance of human capital, which links to boosting innovation, because when we talk about talent, how do you create talent in this world? And that was, for me, one really important part of linking innovation to this, looking into the talent. And talent, you know, it's not innate. You have to create your own talent. And to create talent today is about really teaching people that we live in between two worlds, one that is physical and another one that is digital. Teaching people that most of the discoveries today are in between two worlds and two disciplines, and so that you cannot just be at the core of something, you have to be in the intersection of science and arts, anthropology and physics, sociology and biology. That's where the discoveries will be. So how do you prepare that young people of Europe, and I'm very glad that Bulgaria had the young people at its heart in this presidency. What can we do for them to embrace change? As the minister was saying and quoting Justin Trudeau, it's exactly that. The future is happening so fast that we have to adapt. So thank you very much, and especially for the welcome, for the organization of this council, that everybody around the table agreed that Bulgaria did a fantastic job of having us here. So thank you so much.